What's up? What's up? Welcome back to Talking to Myself, capital S. So, the episode about the savior complex. This is it. What cracked me open to realize where I've been leaving myself last, doing what I thought was the right thing, and being there for everybody, essentially being the change that I wish to see in the world. That was a quote that really stuck out to me and really led me down the path of treating others how I would like to be treated. Right? Being the example of love that I felt the world needed to experience and leading by example in that way. And yes, there's admirable characteristics to that, qualities to that, but it's a very fine line where you can easily forget yourself in the process of it. At least I did. And in playing this game called Mass Effect, and to sum it up in about 5 to 10 seconds, it's a game where your choices matter. The decisions that you make, even the dialogue that you choose, impacts how the story is going to unfold, whether people live or die. And just it's mimicking life in that way. So, what I love about playing video games, especially ones that have really good stories, is I can use my imagination to immerse myself in there and expand my understanding of life to different degrees in a very fun way. It's a fun way to just utilize my imagination. And as I was playing this game, there's 3 parts. I was in the last part, the third part. And I was pretty deep into it, about 25 hours in. And I had a realization because as you create relationships with these different characters that are part of your team, part of your squad, there's also the ability to have romantic relationships with the characters. So I had one in the first one in the second. And the third one, I was talking to the previous 2, but I wasn't really wanting to really have any kind of romantic relationship with them. I just did it because it was okay, I'm going through the story. But I got to see that there's actually an option to have a gay relationship. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Because for me in real life, I have an interest in men as well. And I wanted to see what that was like. And as I searched it up and saw that it was actually a possible thing, it was something that came up in the dialogue that hinted at it. So when I searched into it, it said that it was possible, only in the third one. And it's a very emotional based journey. Like it goes very in depth. And I was like, okay, I really, really want to check this out now. But I was faced with the question of I'm 25 hours in. I've leveled up in all these ways. I've acquired so many things. Do I let that all go for what I truly want? Or do I settle with what I have? Again, even dealing with this little bit of drama between the 2 previous romances that I didn't even want. And just continue on because I put the 25 hours in and because I'm already in it. And I got to see, there's a shade of not only settling energy, but also people pleasing. Because the reason why there was drama was I didn't say no to the previous romances, right? I knew the backstory, so I felt bad for them. For one of them, they had to take out their own mother. The other one, they were abandoned and they didn't want to open up, and I got them to open up, right? And the only reason why that happened in the second was because the first person wasn't available in the second one. Now the third one, everybody's there, of course. So as I got to see, okay, my people-pleasing tendencies led me to this moment of having friction. And it's friction with people I didn't even really wanted to be with in the first place. Now I see I have the possibility to be with somebody that I really am drawn to. Am I willing to put that aside because I have what's in front of me, right? Like, it's here. Am I going to settle for that? And I decided no, I'm not. Because in my own real life, I've been navigating through the whole process of releasing, letting go, no longer settling. So of course, this is a very fun echo of that for me to choose what I want. So I did. I chose to start over. And what's interesting is there was a saved game. I did not save, but it was an automatic save 3 hours in. I was like, okay, I didn't save that. And I saw it as I played the initial 25 hours, but I just didn't pay it no mind. Now I see why it was there. And as I clicked on it, it got me to the point past the training portion where it teaches you how to play the game, which that would have been dreadful because I'm already 25 hours in. I know how to play the game. And that got to show me I'm not starting over. I'm starting with experience. So same thing as to when you're going through the shedding process, when you're letting go and you're saying no to things and people and places and experiences that are no longer a match to what you truly want because you're no longer willing to settle. It may feel like you're starting over. It may appear that way, even like in the physical sense, right? Especially when you're in the space of isolation. And I've been in that space. And as I see in the tangible way with the video game, I'm starting with experience. And what happened was I got to get to where I was in the 25-hour mark so much faster because I already knew what was a yes, what was a no. I already knew the dialogues, how I wanted to navigate them. I didn't change anything. I already knew what I wanted. What I did change was to say no to the things that wasn't a match. That was the only difference. Everything else I kept the same because it really was what I wanted. I just let go of the things that weren't a full-on yes. And there was no friction. There was no misunderstandings. Yeah, it was uncomfortable for the characters in that moment when I said no. I didn't want to explore anything with them, but everything was cool. I ended up being friends, whatever. Even the one that ended up from the second one ended up being salty about it, but at least they were able to communicate, hey, I can't be cool with my ex. Cool. That took me down the path of being able to explore the relationship that I wanted to explore. And it was awesome. It was beautiful. And it led down the path of got to like throw a party with the entire team. And it was immersing me in this world where life is great. Have awesome friends, have a romance going that's very beautiful, very emotionally open, very vulnerable. There's acknowledgement, recognition, because part of the story is you've been letting people know what's coming. It's here. Now people are finally listening to you and believing you and acknowledging your leadership. So all the parts of me that felt invisible, felt misunderstood, it was like in this game, I'm being seen. I'm being acknowledged, being loved, being appreciated. Cool. It got to the point where it was the end, right? Towards the end. Not really going to give any spoilers. You know, the game's a couple years old. But in the end, I had my partner with me. They ended up getting hurt. You had to transport them off. And they say, don't leave me behind. And I was like, damn. Because by the dialogue, you could tell something's going to happen. And, you know, they express love for each other. You continue on. And you're faced with the choice of what are you going to do to save the universe, right? Because these machines came to wipe out all of life. And you have the choice of destroying the ship that you're on, which is being used as a weapon. And if you destroy it, all synthetic life gets destroyed. And along the way, you create bonds with synthetic beings and letting them know that you see the soul within people. Another way to see that is I see it as people that are very like logical based, people that appear very cold and being able to see that they're still very loving. There's still life within those people. And in the game, you also help one of your squad mates, the pilot of your ship, create actually a romantic relationship with Symbiotic. So the thoughts come up of, okay, I could destroy it, but I'll literally be contradicting everything that I said of everything having a soul, and I'm willing to just wipe them out. So I was like, that doesn't feel right. Plus, I'm ending relationships that it was beautiful to be a part of and connect. The other option was to take the AI's place. It's where you can now control the machines that are going to take out the world. And you essentially become memory and thought. So you just become consciousness. Your physical being dies, you become consciousness. And that, out of those two options, appeared as the best option. Because either way, I'm going to die. But at least I get to ensure that everybody lives. And with me being the AI, I'll be able to allow the freedom for everybody to live and not have to worry about wars or anything like that. Cool. So I went down that path and I started to feel the sorrow come up. And I saw my character grab the energetic beams, become dissolved, and go. And you see the ripple effect of everybody's having this beautiful, happy ending. And what was sad was they show your romantic partner holding your name plaque to put it on the memorial wall. And that was sad within itself because I saw my partner sad. So, yeah, my other teammates were sad, but everything was okay for everybody else. Everybody else got their happy ending but me. And that really reflected that to me in my face in a way that I couldn't ignore, because from starting the game over, I got immersed within the character more and more and more, allowing my imagination to just really play in this world. And seeing that doing the sacrificial thing, right? Sacrificing for the greater good, how it's memorialized in all these movies, even some Disney movies, it's just everywhere. It's seen as this grand gesture to do. But you're not able to experience your own happy ending. It's like if you're the main character of your movie, you finally got to the point of the movie where you're living your dream life with the love of your life, everything. But you have to sacrifice yourself for everybody else. Whenever you see that in the movie, it's sad because you know the character can't experience their happiness. It's all taken away from them. And as I got to sit with that and allow that feeling to come up, I started to cry seeing all the moments in my life where I sacrificed myself. And how that led me down the path of kind of turning off my emotions, because I started to feel like how I felt didn't matter. I was supposed to do the right thing. And I kept having to overlook how I feel and show up for other people and understand them. And it got me to see that's not the path at all. Even people that I know that are older had the realization of, damn. And they told me this, of damn, I put everybody first, only to find out that wasn't it. Because I left myself out the whole time. And the thing is, as you continually show up for people, they start to get accustomed to thinking you're okay because you're not asking for anything. If you're the strong one, then you're also you've heard that you're the strong one. I've heard that so many times. So much so that people would check in, but it wouldn't be at the time that I need it. And then I feel I don't need it anymore. And then I felt because I had to be strong for everybody, there's nobody that's really going to be strong for me to the same degree. So people just start to feel you're okay. You appear okay, you seem fine, and they just don't check in with you as much. And also when you're constantly giving, it's hard to receive. And being able to see that life being taken from my character, right? The life being taken from me. And I didn't get to experience my turn, my thing, my happy ending. It was like, damn, I don't ever want to continue going through my life that way. I have to be willing to receive the life that I want by, as I restarted the game with, saying no to what's not a match to that. But what got me to really understand that more was feeling the pain of leaving myself out, feeling the pain of abandoning myself for others, giving others the love and attention because I wanted them to do that for me. So I figured if I do it for you, you would want to reciprocate. But that's not really what happened. What happened is I would do that for other people, and then I'll be left alone. I'll have time to myself. And I started to see the time for myself was to acknowledge that I wanted that same attention that I was giving to other people. And feeling that pain, right, of the abandonment of myself, I got to feel to the degree that it hurts, it heals. In talking about pain, to the degree that it hurts, it soothes. So it was intense. It sucked. Didn't want to be spending my time, my days, like bawling my eyes out every time I thought about it, of like my dream life being ripped from me, if that was a real life situation. And as I felt that pain, it got me to understand I don't want to put myself through that ever again, ever in general. So the pain I was afraid of inflicting on others by saying no, I have no problem doing that now because I understand the purpose of pain. That pain that I was feeling brought my attention to where I abandoned myself willingly. I chose to do that because I thought it was the right thing. It's what I saw, it's what I learned. And in feeling the pain of that, the pain of Mike feeling left out, and seeing through the game that that's not the path for happiness. We're told it is in many different ways. It's not. And getting clarity from that, I got to see pain provides clarity. So if I say no to you and it hurts you, that's good because there's pain within that and there's clarity that's going to come up for you. It's serving a purpose. Something happened to where maybe you had an attachment towards something, or maybe you placed your idea of love solely outside of you. You made something your source of love. I experienced that too. And it got me to see anytime I love somebody so much to a degree that I made it all about them, again, willing to sacrifice, it didn't pan out. The relationship ended. And I got to see, again, that feeling of being left behind. But it was just to mirror that I left myself behind. I didn't allow myself to stay up to speed with the relationship that I was in. I kept trying to tend and prove my worthiness of the happiness and the love that I wanted to experience. I was asking for permission to be loved. And it was not so much asking permission from the other person. It was me asking myself, did I do enough yet? Did we do the right things yet? Could it be our turn? I was like, nah, it's probably going to hurt this person's feelings. But we could deal with a lot of pain. Let's just keep showing up. And then eventually it's going to turn around. There is no turnaround. You have to be willing to see when you want to receive. right? And when you want to just like, hey, today's a day where I just don't feel like doing anything. I don't want to go to that event. Even though I said yes, I don't feel like going. And yeah, okay, this person might have an interest in me, a romantic interest in me, but I don't have it in them. Not to the same degree. And just seeing all the ways that what led pain to appear in my life were often the times that I tried to protect people from their pain. And that sacrificial way of being, right, is, I even did a video where somebody was like, oh, nobody likes a martyr. And it's like, first off, I'll punch you in the chest if you were here. But second, I just commented with a mirror emoji because that's him saying that to himself. But that's where this whole idea of the knight in shining armor comes into play, right? Somebody coming to save the day. And there's the idea of wanting to do that and be that for others at times. It's often a lot why people go to the military. I've had a lot of discussions with people in that space, and it's a common theme. And what I got to see is nobody needs saving from anything. And of everything you're trying to save people from, which it boils down to some form of pain, you're getting in the way of the message. You're getting in the way of the purpose that pain is providing. You're getting in the way of that clarity. Again, it's a specific pain. Pain is not broad. There's the specific gradient of pain, the specific shade of pain that is coming through that experience. It could be the pain of guilt, pain of shame, pain of abandonment. It's a specific pain that's tied to a specific emotion, that's tied to a specific question that person has been asking life, God, and the universe, whatever you want to refer to it as. And every time you try to save that or you try to stop that, or you even try to soothe it too soon, you're getting in the way. And you're unnecessarily taking on pain that's not even yours. So why not just allow yourself to be able to get clear on the life that you want to experience so you can know what to say no to, which most likely you're going to cause some discomfort, and say yes to. Because nobody else is knowing your true happy ending, your true happily ever after. And as you've seen in all the sacrifice ending type movies, games, everything, everybody gets to experience their happy ever after. And honestly, won't even have a clue that you didn't. Because they're so caught up in their life, the same way you're caught up in yours. So, in acknowledging that, feel the pain. It's freeing, it's liberating. Because that's a way of committing to yourself. Committing to yourself that, hey, no matter how intense this feels, I'm not going to leave your side. Because I care about you that much. I love you that much to feel what you're feeling, so my presence can soothe you. So my presence can heal whatever you're hurting from. Literally the same exact thing that you've been doing for other people. Do it for yourself, times like 100. And just see what happens. Because now my relationship to pain has completely changed. It went from going down the path of fighting to where there's no limit to what kind of physical pain I could take on and deal with. It's whatever. And that made me numb. And it also got me to ignore emotional pain, which made me numb. And then I opened myself up to feeling it. Now I see why it's there. Now I see its purpose. And I don't feel the need to try to save anybody from their pain. I think it's good. I think it's good to experience the pain because it helps you get clear. And also, that's what allows you to expand the degree of love. If you really pay attention, there's no limit to any emotion. Life shows us that very clearly. And I'll land with this. There's no limit to the amount of love that you can feel. And when you have those dips, when you have that pain, because of that, that catapults you to a new level of love. But you have to be willing to feel the pain that you're feeling, not anybody else's pain. You don't know their relationship to it. You don't know why they asked for it. You don't know, but you know yours. Anytime you feel misunderstanding is you're trying to understand others more than you understand yourself. You understand you. And in feeling the pain, you'll understand its purpose. And the clarity will come so quick. So I wanted to get this episode. I've been talking about this episode. And it was good. It was powerful. Really changed my experience of life altogether moving forward in the most beautiful way. In a way that I am not willing to settle in any way, shape, or form. And I think that's beautiful and powerful and incredible. So I'm wishing you an amazing day. If it's nighttime by you, I'm wishing you an amazing night, and I will catch you later.